Welcome to my channel, friends. So today I come with a new topic that is procurement and purchasing. So at times people get confused with both these terms, like procurement and purchasing. So we will try to understand both these words, like procurement and purchasing. So today we'll be discussing about procurement and purchasing. So we will try to understand the meaning of procurement and the meaning of purchasing, and steps in procurement and purchasing, and the difference between procurement and purchasing. And we will also discuss objectives of purchasing. Okay. So procurement and purchasing, like both of these are two different words. Like even though it sounds similar, but both are completely different words. Like as we know the difference between logistics management and supply chain management. Like supply chain management is a much broader concept compared to logistics management. Like where supply chain management is a complete cycle, logistics management is only an activity. So same like that, like procurement is a much broader concept compared to purchasing. Procurement, it involves a lot of activities apart from purchasing, like starting from like sourcing of raw materials, acquisition of raw materials, doing a research to find out where I can source my raw materials. So all the activities which happens before a purchasing, during the purchasing, and also after the purchasing. So that is called as procurement. So procurement refers to the process of identifying, shortlisting, selecting, and acquiring suitable goods or services or works from a third party vendor through a direct purchase, competitive bidding, or tendering process while ensuring timely delivery in the right quality and quantity. So it is a much broader concept compared to purchasing. Okay, so now let's try to understand what purchasing is. Purchasing is a set of functions associated with acquiring the goods and services that an organization requires. So it is a small subset of procurement. So as logistics management is a subset of supply chain management, purchasing is a subset of procurement. Okay, so and it is a function. These are all the function that is associated with purchasing. Okay, so now let's discuss the various steps in procurement process. So surveying the market, spotting potential suppliers, creating an approved list of vendors, spotting in internal needs, creating a purchase order online, requesting proposals and evaluating quotations, selecting the right supplier and negotiating effectively, receiving goods and performing quality checks, developing and managing contracts, obtaining invoice approvals and fulfilling payment terms, establishing a good supplier relationship. So, in the procurement, what you can see is like it start with a lot of activities from the initial purchasing, like including the sourcing of raw materials and identifying the potential suppliers and managing the vendors and trying also to maintain a very good relationship with this vendor is also one of the major aspects that comes under procurement. Okay, now let's try to understand what are the steps in purchasing process. Obtaining a purchase requisition, requesting proposals and evaluating quotations, dispatching official purchase orders, receiving products and services, checking the quality of delivered items, and effective payment to vendors. So these are the certain functions that's happening in a purchasing department. Okay. Now let's try to differentiate between procurement and purchasing. So procurement, these are the activities related to acquiring goods and services, but purchasing, these are the functions associated with buying goods and services. And in procurement, these are the steps that happen before, during, and after the purchase. So I told you in procurement, all the steps that happens like before the purchase, during the purchase, and after the purchase are also included in the procurement process. But purchasing, it is a straightforward purpose of purchasing commodity. It is only the implementation that happens in the purchasing. Okay, and third point is it procurement puts more importance on an item that value than its cost. But in purchasing, it tends to focus more on the item's price than its value. So value is given more importance in the purchasing, whereas in procurement puts more importance on items value than its cost. Okay. And next point is it includes need recognition, sourcing, and contract closure. Purchasing, it includes ordering, expediting, and payment fulfillment. And procurement follows a proactive approach to spot and fulfill needs, whereas purchasing follows a reactive approach to satisfy internal needs. And procurement, it has a relational focus on creating long-term vendor relationship, but purchasing, it's purely transactional. It focuses on transactions than vendor relationship. So maintaining a good vendor relationship is not an objective of purchasing department, but it is one of the important objective when you are talking about a procurement department. Okay. So now let's try to understand what are the major objectives of a purchasing. The major objectives are, first one is safe supply. So it is really important for the purchasing department to ensure that supply is not disturbed. If the purchasing department is able to provide a continuous or smooth flow of raw materials or semi finished goods, then only the other departments can function very smoothly. So it is very important that the company's purchasing department maintain a very safe supply of raw materials. Second is quality. Quality is another necessary condition because a product that does not match required quality criteria cannot be sold. So at every point of the cycle, it's important that the purchasing department must ensure that whatever the raw materials that they are acquiring should meet the quality standards. If the quality standards are not met, then of course the product that is manufactured will not be sold. Okay, so that is the second point. And third point is cost. So the purchasing department always has to strike a balance between the cost, because if the cost of the raw materials and the other handling charges and other costs are getting more than what exactly is the price of the product, then the company is going to be in loss. So the purchasing department, it's the responsibility of the purchasing department to strike a balance between the cost so that the company can earn a profit. Okay. Next is innovation. So it is one of the objective of purchasing department to ensure the flow of innovation from suppliers into the buying firm and to establish the conditions to manage buyer supplier collaborative innovation in the process. So here it is explained like how the supplier and the company can manage an innovative relationship. There has to be a exchange of innovative ideas between the suppliers and the company so that both the supplier and the company can grow together through an innovation process. Okay. And next is strategic positioning. So in the firm where the purchasing volume is of substantial size and where there is a scarcity of suitable suppliers, a further objective for purchasing emerges, namely to ensure competitive advantage over the firm by designing and maintaining a performance supply network to which the firm has privileged access. That is better access than its competitors. So whenever you feel that there is a shortage of supply of raw materials, or the raw materials are scarce, then your company should have to be in a strategic position to have knowledge of certain suppliers who can give you constant supply of raw materials so that you don't have to face any shortages. So it's all about having an upper hand in the market so that your company can stand alone with other competitors and have a cutting edge. Okay. So, actually, purchasing and procurement, procurement is a broader subject, as I told you. Like, there are certain organizations which give procurement certifications, like Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. It's a UK body which conducts different courses on procurement and supply. So, procurement is a much broader concept, and procurement and purchasing both are highly in demand in the global market. So if you want to build up a career in purchasing and procurement, it's really good because in the market there are a lot of opportunities like for purchasing officers and procurement managers, and they are highly paid too. So if you want to build up a career in purchasing and procurement, it's really good. So and so in addition to your existing qualification, you can add up to a procurement qualification from SIPS, which is Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. You can go and visit the website of SIPS for a better understanding, where you can get certifications on different levels. Like it starts from level 3, and it goes up to level 5. And if you can clear this certification, it will be an added advantage, and you can get a very good opportunity to start your career in purchasing or procurement. So hope you enjoyed this video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and please also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your time.